Hi there, good day. I'm down at the allotment and I've got an hour of sunlight. In fact, I can feel a bit of rain already. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm just going to show you a closer look at the beds behind me and what we're going to be moving. So this is the plot, as you know, that we're moving to, going down to this compost bin just here. Right, these beds are old beds, awful lot of weeds you can see, and I am going to be taking all of these up, starting with this one, and we're going to be putting them over there for the time being. We will reuse them. I am looking at this, which is a gooseberry, which will need to come out, and then just over this area in there is a rhubarb, which also will be coming out. Still not sure what these shoots are here. I think they may just be summer bulbs, but I'll have to ask the previous plot holder. But this bed is going to move as well, and we're going to be replacing the beds with two 2.4 meter by 1.2 meter beds like this. However, there's a lot of work to do in the meantime. Polytunnel is going to just go in this area. There's an apple tree here which is coming out. So I am just going to start moving these beds, these edged beds here. Just showing you this. One thing you should never use as a weed suppressant is the felt from a shed roof, because it just breaks down. So these are a host of empty beer bottles that were being used as corner markers. No idea why. I said earlier, never use felt, roofing felt, because it breaks up. There we are. Just breaks up and you end up with whole loads of bits of that. Then coming along, this netting has just been left here. And again, will break up and get into the soil. So let's pull as much of that as we can. Take it over here. This is my dump pile. So that's tarp that had broken up, and also the felt from the top of the roof. If we look here, look, there's a what do you call them? One of those wrap things. There's just lots of junk. Look at that. Lots of plastic junk. Oh, look, another thing you should never use. Don't know what this is. Oh, it's a blade. It's an edging blade. But this plastic stuff, look at that. That is going to be a nightmare. Look, all in there, all broken up. Come over here. Bottle tops, plastic tops. Loads of bits of plastic that have shattered. Glass. These hoops, bamboo curved hoops, purpose made, were all under the felt roofing. Bits of plastic which just break off. And then over something else you should never ever do is put cardboard down without taking the plastic off. Sorry, I'm not doing that very well. That's the plastic on the side of cardboard boxes. If we come over this area, more plastic from cardboard boxes. In fact, not even sure what that is. But I think what I was hoping to do was get the raised beds or our edged beds like these from the other plot and put them in place. But you know what? There's a whole load of work that needs to be done before I can do that, including getting rid of this junk. If we come over here, more just bits of plastic and stuff. So I'm going to have to get a couple of black bags and start filling them up. But let's go back over to the wood pile. There's some decking boards that were actually really well made but never put in the ground well. You can see they've got long spikes but never put in the ground well, and there was nothing underneath them, so the weeds just got in. And these others are really just bonfire material now. But I'm glad I've moved them. I need to bring down a drill to take all the screws out. So I will do that another day. I'm quite happy that this is being cleared. It's just taken half an hour, but yeah, please. It's an hour on now and the light is beginning to go, but I have brought the beds up from the lower plot, which is down there. That's the plot that we're giving up to take on this one. Yeah, what a chore. Anyway, I brought them all up. These are 2.4 meters long by 1.2 wide, as I've said before. As you can see, I've moved the one that was here because I just wanted to see if I could get 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds in here side by side. And as you can see, I can't. I think the minimum gap I would like is this size, which I think is about half a meter. So what I've decided is that we will have 2 beds along here, 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 and here. But this bed we're going to move, so it'll move to the, let's say, the end of here. And that is going to mean that this area, which has got the what do you call it, not asparagus, artichoke, it's got the cardoon, the artichoke in, this is actually going to be a bed of perennial vegetables and perennial fruit. So the rhubarb, you can see it there, I've dug up, and the gooseberry here I have dug up. And I'm not saying that the gooseberry is going to go into this area, but the rhubarb definitely will. We've also got another rhubarb on our top plot up here, just there, which doesn't really like it there. So that one is also going to come and move down here. And then on this side, I've decided this is where our perennial kale is going to be. So by doing what I've done today, I've again sort of set in my mind the different growing spaces that we're going to have, but in a different way. Now, do we have, I think we do, if we bring the deep bed from down at the lower plot, the one that we do carrots and parsnips in, if we bring that up here, then with this one and another 2 we have down the lower area, we will have enough bed, so we won't have to make more. Right, that's helped. Doing what I've done today has helped. So I know this is going to be a non-edged bed, both sides of the artichoke. So this is actually just going to be flat on the ground like our neighbours have. They don't have any edging in theirs and they do really well. So, sorry, spinning you around quickly. So that's what is going to go down here. They're not going to be edged. If I decide to edge them at some point, we will see. Yeah. So these are going to be our edge beds. So another day, I'm going to move this one onto, in fact, back to at the end of that one there and crack on. But that's it for me today. I have dug out the gooseberry. So there's a hole and the gooseberry there. The same here with the rhubarb, but I'm just going to pop them back in the hole for tonight and then be back in a day or so. Good day, back at the allotment. I think it's actually, I was hoping to come back after a few days from the video that you just seen, but it didn't happen. I've been down and done quite a bit. So I've done quite a bit of tidying and just, yeah, doing various things and of course harvesting. and moving quite a few of the beds from the lower area, which you saw, up to this top area. So I'm going to show you that now. We've got one more bed to move, but are not going to be doing that until maybe another month or so, because it's got carrots in it at the moment. So we're harvesting those carrots now. You will actually see that in the January tour, because when we do the January tour, we're going to incorporate the plot that is no longer ours, that we're moving from. So you'll see sort of what's gone from there to up here. So I'm going to show you what it's looking like now with the extra beds up here. Okay, we've still got this pile over here, which I haven't done anything with yet. They'll be dismantled and used elsewhere. I have moved a bed that was there along. What I've decided is the tall bed, in fact, I'll just cut in here, a tall bed from the lower plot is going to go on the end of this one. That is for our root crops, so we'll have two tall beds. We will actually add another decking board onto this one that's going to be here, so that's 3 decking boards high, which will be the same as our one over here. That's three decking boards high. Mrs. Fox over there. Right, we agreed in the last video that there wasn't enough space to put 5 beds along this section, and that this area here is going to be where we're going to have perennials. We have a lavender here, and that along the front is going to be for flowers. So this bed, you can see this has got a strut along. It's because I was sowing carrots one side and a different thing the other side on the lower plot. However, what I stupidly did is when I put that in, I attached it to both of the edges of the edge bed. So to that edge that side and to this edge this side. So effectively these have become a 4.8 meter long bed by 1.2. Now the problem with that is when I came to undo this, it wouldn't undo, the screw wouldn't undo. So I had to move this whole bed, let's say 4.8 meters by 1.2, from our lower plot, or our ex-lower plot, which is down there, all the way up this path. I had to drag it, and we're positioning it here. I did tie ropes along these 2 struts so that I could sort of tie it together, but boy was it difficult. It was just wobbling all over the place. So yeah, anyway, it was one of those things that you just wanted to get done, and I'm really pleased it's done. Right, so my issue is these 2 beds I think align with the edge of the plot, but these 2 beds here and here do not, and that is going to drive me absolutely up the wall. So what I'm going to do now, you can see I've got some rope out up here, the green rope. I'm going to put a line straight down, and the line is actually going to go from this peg of this edged bed here, this top peg, and then I'm going to bring it right down to the corner here. So I'm going to get on and do that now, and we can see how far we're going to have to move those 2 edge beds. What it will also mean is this bed that's already here is also going to come over. So this will mostly line up about here. But you know what? If I don't do that, it's going to drive me nuts over the coming years, in fact. Well, however long we're going to be here. If these beds aren't lined up roughly, then it's really going to drive me mad. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so I've lined these up. This one, as you can see, is virtually against the rope. This one is a little bit away from the edge, but then if we come over to these two, you can see there's quite a bit that can be taken there and quite a bit that can be taken there. So I'm now going to get on and do that. There's a board here Nice bit of rotten wood. Right, so this is the corner of our plot, and as you can see, that line of the edge beds here is much neater than it was before. That's not going to bother me. Obviously the wood is a bit warped in places. I'm not bothered about that. I just didn't want lots of things out of line. So you can see that what's taken me about maybe half an hour has really neatened up the plot, or is beginning to neaten up the plot. If we come up to this one, so this was the edge of that was here, so I've moved that edge across there from there to the end. Whilst doing that, these are the beds with the big legs that this plot holder got from another plot holder a couple of years ago. This corner, this bit is rotten, so this edge has come away from here. I'm not sure. This is, we have a path between our plots. That effectively is our path. It bends a bit that way and goes between those sheds. If I show you this way, there's sort of rough paths between. I suppose ours is actually pretty much the neatest. But I'm wondering about this, whether we bring this bed right up to the edge. Not sure. I'll have to think about that. So we brought it up to the edge this way. I'm wondering whether we take it up to the edge that way. So I'm not bashing it in the ground yet, and this needs some remedial work. I think it's most probably worth doing. I'm going to have a think about that. I mean, you know, if we do move it another 30 centimeters, then effectively that's 30 centimeters by 2.4 meters that we gain this side. So I think it's most probably worth doing. And I don't know what we could, I mean, what we could grow here is a vine or something else. I have to think about that. What we need to try and make sure, though, is we don't overshadow this plot, particularly at this time of year where the light is the sun is so low that the light really needs to get through. Though, of course, if it was a vine here at this time of year, there wouldn't be any leaves on it. So it doesn't really matter. But it would significantly darken this side of the plot should we put something growing up this trellis, even if it was beans. I suppose we could do a permanent bean trench there, though. Yeah, let's have a think about that. But that is actually it for today. I'm pleased that I've got these edges sorted. Sun's just coming in from this side, sorry about that. I'm pleased we've got all these beds sorted. What we do have, I think, is a 50 centimeter gap between each of these. As I say, the taller raised bed is going to go there. Need to get rid of all that rubbish. That's our pathway to the shed. And then this area is where we're going to have some flowers in. I know Richard wants a seating area as well, so I think that's going to be this area. and I'm wondering whether we could put some blueberries as we've gained this extra space. We've got quite a few blueberry plants. I think I might put them in tubs along here as a sort of blueberry fencing, which would section off the seating area around there. That vine needs to come out, and also that vine needs to be cut down and come out as much as possible. Just one other thing. Today I have been concentrating just on these edges. You'll see that you see light through there and light through there. These aren't flat on the ground. Okay, there is space underneath. Can I get my... There. That I'm going to leave for another day. But obviously that's going to need quite a bit of work because I need to level. I'm not worried about these beds being different heights. If this one is a couple of inches higher, the edge of this one is a couple of inches higher than this one, I'm not bothered about that. I'm not that anal. But when it comes to walking up here, I sort of will be pleased to see a straight line. So there we are. That's it for today. That's it for this second part of the new plot video. The next part, I think, is going to be putting these, leveling these off and putting cardboard down and starting to set them in their places. So thank you very much for watching. It's always appreciated. We love your comments as well. If you think I've done anything stupid, let me know. And of course, if I have done something that you might think is stupid, I might have done it for a reason. So, you know, we all do things in different ways. But I think we can see that this, if I come further back, this is now beginning to shape up into quite a nice growing area, nicely segmented, which I do love. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for watching. I'm just going to bag up some of this rubbish here and go home and have a cup of tea. Thanks for watching again. See you soon for part 3 of this new plot video. Bye.